And welcome everybody. Now I gotta check. Can everybody hear me okay? I've got my microphone set up. Let me know in chat. Hello everyone. Amber, welcome to chat. Delta, welcome to chat. Jay, welcome to chat. Let me know if I've got volume. Oh yes, excited for another live stream. Yay, thank you. So do let me know in chat if you guys can hear me okay. Yes, it's been a while. And yes, we can hear you. Excellent. Cool. Awesome. That is awesome. Yay. So Stuka, welcome to chat, guys. So Stuka, Jay, Amber, Delta, say hi to each other. I'm sure you guys have seen each other before. Yes, it's oh, what's that, Delta? You might duck out at some point to pull a kid's tooth. Okay, that sounds awesome. Are you gonna pull it with a pair of pliers? Oh, excellent. You can hear a pair of pliers. Are we talking just your fingers in there? Or are you going to scare them and wrap some twine or floss around the tooth and then yank that puppy right right out there? Something like that. I think I remember pulling a baby tooth out when I was a kid. You know, it was that one where you put it next to the you tie it to the doorknob. Do you guys do this too? Tie it to the doorknob. And you got that long piece of I think it was dental floss or something, wrap around the tooth, and then on the count of 3, which they did at number 2, they close the door or something and the tooth pops out, or I vaguely remember something like that. I think I was screaming so loud I didn't even notice that the tooth had fallen out well before anything got closed. But anyway, suffice it to say, is it because he owes you lunch money? I'm pretty sure it's probably because he owes you lunch money, right? Yeah, I think so. So, yes, it's been a while since the stream. Thank you, Delta, for the yes. It's pretty cool pre-show music. I'm going to pull it after a shot of whiskey. Is that for Delta? Is that for you or for the kid? You have for both, I guess. I don't know. Maybe the whiskey will sort of alleviate any pain, soothe any pain for yanking that tooth out. So yes, it's been a while. Yeah, that pre-show music, exactly what Jay just said. So yeah, so welcome guys to another stream. Yes, it's been a while. Please excuse the absence. There was some things that I had to take care of, and oddly enough, some of those things were actually anime related. And if you're wondering how that is the case, this is anime SHIYOU. So I will explain that in the section on anime, so stay tuned for that. But welcome everybody once again. We're back. This is back to Let's Anime, as you can see up there, anime SHIYOU. This is going to be episode 11, episode 10, if you remember from way back in the mists of ancient times, before the rise of many ages ago, when this ancient planet was not quite so ancient, there was a time of Middle-earth when man shared it. Okay, I'm not going to go into that because I can tell you that was from the animated Hobbit that came out in, I think it was 78. Rankin and Bass, one with all the music, really cool. I think which was much better than the Peter Jackson Hobbit. But don't tell anybody because I'm sure they're going to come after me for that comment. But that was the Hobbit that I grew up on. And I can recite a truncated version of the first, 5-10 minutes of the movie that I learned from the record that I had when I was growing up. And it takes you from the beginning, the opening narration by John Huston, all the way to the song, "The greatest adventure is what lies ahead." You know, that one. So if you guys are familiar with that, I can totally do that entire opening bit. But anyway, I won't do it. Maybe in a future stream, I will subject you guys to one of those, but in the meantime, yes. So it's been quite some time now. But as you remember, way back in episode 10, that was the episode where I gave you my origin story, the rising of the otaku or the shield hero, however you want to call it. So tell you where I was coming from. And so now we are at episode 11, where we've got the second of 2 digits after the episode name, so that's really cool. I think I had mentioned that most podcasts don't last more than 7 episodes. We are at episode 11, despite the fact that we had a little bit of a break right in there, hydrating time. Early on, so I'm happy to continue again, and I promise I will tell you what the absence has to do with anime. We'll get to that shortly. Incidentally, in speaking of hydrating, this show is, of course, unofficially brought to you by my local Starbucks, which is just down the street from me. This is my venti. I think it was a iced. Some kind of iced coffee drink, iced latte, what have you. And of course, I have the meal for the night, which I'm not going to eat on the air, unlike that one episode I did. This is my choco coronet, and of course, in honor of Rimirin. It's a chocolate croissant, but close enough, right? 'Cause they don't really have the Yamabuki Bakery is not anywhere around here. Damn it! Much to my chagrin. Delta says, "I love that version of the movie. Watched it so many times. Yes, so did I. I ended up recording it. I think it popped up on I want to say HBO or something like that way back when. And so I popped in a videotape, recorded it, and I think I watched the videotape over and over, almost to the point of almost breaking the videotape, almost about as many times as I watched my videotape copy of Nausicaa, or Warriors of the Wind, as it were. So yeah, very well loved movie. I have the animated movie of The Hobbit. I have a copy, I think a digital copy that I found somewhere. I've been trying to find a DVD version of it, and I think there's one that pops up somewhere. I'm probably going to end up buying it, just to have a copy. But I think it's available. I have a digital copy that I procured somehow. But anyway, so enough of that. That's the intro out of the way. Excuse the absence. I will get to that. Welcome once again, everyone. For all of you who are in chat, thank you for coming down. If you're not in chat but you are lurking, we see you, probably, maybe. But thanks for coming around, and hope you jump into chat, and hope we see some more of our chat friends coming up. I'm sure they'll pop in. So it's a good evening. It's just after 8 o'clock, almost 10 after here in the U.S. This is Pacific time, probably out somewhere at 11 o'clock or so. Eastern time over on the East Coast. And for all of you who are on the other side of the Great Pacific Ocean, it's tomorrow, I would believe. This is Saturday right now, so it's probably Sunday sometime in the morning for most of you. I do believe I have it set noon Japanese time, Japanese Standard Time, so you can do the math for wherever you are. So all of you over there who are also studying Japanese, and for here too, konnichiwa to everybody. Kono bangumi e yokoso. Welcome to the program, and once again, let's anime. As you can see, I just like pointing. It's really cool. I feel like this is a legit show. It probably is. We'll call it that anyway. I like to think so. So we have graphics. Look at that there, and then, oh, you know what I'm talking. You know what I'm trying to do. This, I'm there. I can't figure. Okay, there. The Twitter. The Twitters. They're there. There it is. There it is. I'm getting close. Anyway, you know what I'm trying to do. So let's get the show started. How about it? Anime Show episode 11. Let's anime episode 11. So, with Tooth's finishes whiskey. Carry on, my wayward son. All for all of you supernatural TV watchers. I still have to get past the first couple episodes, or at least the first episode that freaked the crap out of me when I saw the fiery woman in the ceiling. Ugh. Anyway, I'll get there. I know there's supposed to be a yes, there's supposed to be a what is it, the Scooby-Doo episode where they're animated sometime in the later season, season 10 or something, like 11, what is it, 17 seasons now for them? They're 24 seasons. What is the current count? I know we got Supernatural, the Winchester boys. We've got Winchester boys stan people out there. They're right up there with NCIS, which I think is in its 18th, 19th season right now. On whatever CBS network is carrying CBS stuff, Paramount, whatever it's called. But anyway, I digress. Let us get started on anime show. And that means, of course, we all know the second segment is... Here we go. Hear that? Just let the music, just let it... Okay, yeah, I mean, that guitar opening, you just have to let it wash over it and cleanse. Let it cleanse you. Let it cleanse you. And we mark the opening of Bandori Appreciation Time. And as we all know, as we all learned from way before, Delta says, it ended at 15 seasons. I can't remember when the Scooby-Doo one was, but I still haven't seen it. Might be 13th or 14th. I know it's currently on Netflix, for those of you who have Netflix. I believe Supernatural is there. I'm just going to go in and pop in at various seasons. I think when I first left off, I managed to get through the first couple episodes of season 1. I'm somewhere in episode 6. I'm just working my way through the Winchesters, the burning. Anyway, I guess I'm full of song this evening. 15 seasons, good for them. That's a fine thing to have lasted that long. But anyway, let's get back. Bandori Appreciation Time, and as we've learned many episodes ago, and I believe it was Jay who mentioned it, that everything is Bandori related. It's all Bandori related, so let's get started. Incidentally, I did say that I was putting on my stream attire, as you can see right there. You guys can see it. It's my poppin'party Kasumi t-shirt that I bought from the Bushiroad Global Store, along with my you got this little lanyard thing with the band. It's the band. They're here. So awesome. So I've got that. So that's my attire for tonight. I did get another T-shirt, which we will wear next week. As Stuka mentioned, I can alternate the two of them. So let's get into some Bandori fan squeeing. Yes. And as we do, I'm going to take a swig of some coffee as we get started. So, we didn't get to, but as we know past, August 17th was happy birthday to Ito Ayasa, who we all know voices my favorite character, Arisa. There she is, flying high, right there. High, flying, adored. There we go, there. May, it's May. Hey, everyone. Hi, May. Good morning, good evening, Hi, May. Amber is here. Delta, J. Everyone in chat, there's May. May, of course, is the other fellow person who's helped out by throwing stuff at me in chat to remind me of things that I need to talk about. So welcome. We're just getting started. You're just in time for Bandori Appreciation. Bandori Appreciation Time. We just got started. And I'm reminding everybody that it was Ayasa's birthday on the 17th. About a week ago or so. And of course, yes, she plays Arisa. There's all my Arisa stuff. Yay to the keyboard. Word up to the keyboardists. What is this, the thing that they're doing? That's the high sign. Anyway, that's my deal. All right, so happy birthday, Ayasa. I'm gonna go ahead. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Ito Ayasa. Happy birthday to you. And many more. Anyway, I probably botched a little bit of that. But anyway, there's my birthday. There's my birthday song. It would have been really cool to do it on keyboard, which I don't have, or on a guitar, which I don't have either. Well, not an electric guitar. But I digress. Okay, so let's look at some things that are coming up and things that have arrived. I follow a Twitter feed that talks about upcoming Bandori things and things that have already passed. So I'm pulling from there. As we know, the Live Beyond mini album is out now. And if you guys hadn't heard, I'm sure most of you have in the Bandori community, it's now in the top 10 of Billboard Japan's Hot Albums chart. How about that? Yeah? Round of applause? I thought that was really cool. I think I was in Starbucks when I read that, and I went, yes! And people looked at me, which happens all the time anyway, so it's not really a thing. I just kind of go, whatever. But yeah, I got a couple looks from people. That's pretty much par for the course when you're around me, and I'm sure those of you who know me here will probably go, oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, so the Live Beyond, the Film Live Second Stage Special Songs album is also now out, and I think that came out, a couple days ago? 3 or 4 days ago? Something like that. And now the countdown begins. We have 31 days until Roz's 8th single. Reza Swilin has her 8th single coming out in 31 days. Morphonica's 3rd single is due out in 38 days. And then, of course, that big Bang Dream, 127 days until Bang Dream Poppin' Dream. That's, of course, comes out at the beginning of the new year. Whoa, how about that? Yes, 127 days, 127 days, 127 days. I did a date calculator, and it tells me 127 days from today's date, which is the 28th of August. Hachigatsu no if. I know people who will get that reference. You know who you are, Amber May. It's a Puppy Pass song. If August. Hachigatsu means August. There, Jay, there's your Japanese vocabulary word for today. Hachigatsu is August. So 8 month. Hach is 8, the number 8, and gatsu is the word for month. So 8 month, August, Hachigatsu. There you go. Hey, yatta! All right, we're learning some stuff. We're learning us some Nihongo. Oh boy, my pronunciation just killed. There's people going, oh, that's painful. Just take the stick out of my eye and drive it somewhere else. So anyway, okay, so yes, 127 days until Poppin' Dream at the beginning of the new year. Now, December 15th, episode of Roselia 1 and 2, The Promise, Yakuso, and Song I Am, the Blu-ray will have a simultaneous release. So both of them are gonna come out at the same freaking time. And I have thoughts about episode of Roselia, which we will get to when we talk about anime. And we'll get to Bokurema as well. Those two will be the topic of discussion for this evening. So, December 15th, the Blu-ray is coming out. Yes, the Blu-ray is coming out. Oops, there we go. There's my little dance. I'm dancing in a chair. I don't want to subject the rest of you to anything that I go from. Never mind, we'll just leave it at that. So, and then, it was last week, the 21st and 22nd, of August, the Bang Dream 9th Live at the Fujikyu Highland Conifer Forest. Frickin' Forest concert, right? 2-day concert event with Popipa and Roselia. Wow, that must have been something. I think it hit my feed and boom, exploded with pictures and people just talking about it. And wow, and I have to say, I am jealous. I'm jealous of all of those people who got to go, who went. But in addition to also being jealous, I also salute you. So in the words of the ancient Roman gladiators, Bandori te salutant. We who are about to Bandori salute you. I just made that up. I have no idea what that is from. Totally made up. All right. So, and then speaking of concert days and multi-day concerts, today happens to be day 2 of the Animelo Summer Live at the Saitama Super Arena. So it's Anisama, and it's day 2, and apparently in addition to all the other slew of acts that were performing today, the Kukugumi also performed. The Kukugumi being the Review Starlight cast, which includes II and Ayasa and everybody else in that cast. So they performed today. And incidentally, day 1, which probably was yesterday, day 1 of Anisama, we saw the D4 DJ crew took to the stage to perform, and that included Happy Around, Peaky Peaky, which includes Aimi, Kasumi in poppin'party, and Photon Maiden, which includes, I believe, is Risa Sumugi, Sumu Sumu, who plays Chu in she's in Raz. Let's see, hoping for delayed on. Oh yes, please, yes, hoping for delayed online live viewing. I'm hoping. I'm of the opinion that I'm pretty sure somebody on Bilibili has probably pulled video for that somehow and thrown it up there. I think I heard there's some stuff that got thrown up there for that. So I would not be surprised. I may have to take a look at Bilibili and see what my Billy Foo will turn up. And if you see something, May, throw some love back in our direction. I'm sure we would love to see for all the Bandori in the house. Yes. So my Twitter feed today, just looking at it, was pretty much blowing up, just as it did with the Fuji-Q, the 2-day event. The 9th live. It was just everything Kukugumi and everything related to that. I got everything that the people were retweeting. Ai and Maho and Ayasa and Teru-chan and everybody else in the cast. I think Momoyo had some stuff that got retweeted. So it was it was explosion of Kukugumi goodness. And as we know, Kukugumi is Bandori-related, and of course this is part of the Bandori appreciation time, because everything is Bandori-related. This is Bandori Jason. It's all good to go. Now, speaking of some Bandori stuff, this one happened to pop up on my Instagram. I believe the account is called Poppin' Shuffle. And most of the account is pictures of Ayaka Ohashi, who plays Saya. She is the drummer of the group. You can see her right here, right there. There's Ayasa. She's really cool. Here, I got another picture. I'm gonna bring up the other artboard. That's her right there, flashing the gang signs of the gang signs of their drumsticks. Anyway. So it's mostly pictures of her and Sae, Otae. Let's see. What is it? There's no online viewing for 9th live stuff. Only theater karaoke room live viewing, so I can't put it online yet. Oh wow. Maybe after 3 days someone will. Amber, possibly. I am hoping somebody will put something up for Anisama. You never know, somebody might. And 9th live, we can only hope. Maybe there is video that they will put out. Drumstick gang, Drumstick gang for the win. I mean, there's interestingly enough, Stuka. It's funny you mention that, because the Garupa Pico spin-off, which is basically all the Bandori girls chibi, and I'll link you guys to something. To that link, had one episode that I caught part of, where it was all the drummers basically hanging out at a restaurant, and I think somebody starts to say, oh, how would this sound being drummed or being played on the drums, and all of them were doing their drummer thing. So yes, Drumstick gang for the win, literally in that episode. I'm gonna have to find it, and I'll link you to that. All right, so anyway, as I was saying, I came across this Instagram, one of the Instagram accounts I follow, Poppin' Shuffle, which I said is mostly we get lots of pictures of Ayaka, Sae, and every so often we get the other girls, Ayasa and Aimi and Rimirin. So this one was a really cute picture of sleeping Aimi. Come on, isn't that cute? With the this is really cute. But I was looking at this and I said, you know what? It's Aimi. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I believe that's Aimi. Yes, it's Aimi. She's Kasumi. She's anime. And what is missing from anime when they are? Yes, Papipa Ayaka goodness. Yes, it is. So, it's sleeping anime. Aimi. She's sleeping. She's an anime character. you know we're missing something, and I thought, yes, we just need the we just need the snot bubble, because you can't sleep in an anime without the snot bubble. And of course, the sound you hear way behind me are all the Aimi stands who have risen up because I've done this to their heroine, and they're coming to get me, and will probably will come and hurt me. Yes, check it out. Yes, check it out, May. It's a really cute account. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just she's sleeping. I have to give her the snot bubble. You can't be anime without the snot bubble. I don't think it's possible. I think it's the trope that will live eternally for the rest of the days, right? You can't just be sleeping like this. No, you have to be sleeping like this, right? Yes. If you want to follow it, it's called Pop and Shuffle. It's got really cute pictures of the entire gang, all 5 of them, plus a lot of Ayaka. That's basically how I found out that she was doing her own rap song. And if you guys want to check out a cute rap, she calls herself Hassie, and it's called #me. You just look for it on YouTube. It's the cutest rap song I've ever heard, and I think I put it on one of my anime playlists. And just played it over and over. It's just a fun, and it's upbeat, and it's really cute. So there, so forgive me, Aimi stands, for doing this to your heroine. Now, I'm gonna go back to something that because of something that I saw come across my feed a few days ago, I think earlier this week. Now I've covered this before a few episodes back. And it has to do with, this. Do you guys remember this? It's Risa Sumu, and I'm blanking on another Hibiki Seiyuu, playing with an M1 rifle. And I think if you guys remember that episode where I basically just kind of read them the riot act from a distance. Because they're doing things that you're not supposed to do with a firearm. Very, very bad. Safety is paramount to me. This is something that I feel very strongly about. Even if it's a prop, there is an element of safety that you must do, and what she is doing in this picture is not what you do. And I pointed out that doing that when she was holding it, and these are also screenshots from that episode. I think it was Hibiki Style 185. But anyway, doing this, you don't do that. That is a very safety risk. And then later on, we saw Kudoharu shooting a video. I think it was for her a music video where she's fighting zombies. And again, here, what she's doing here now is what you do not do when you're not actually firing the firearm. And I say this because a few days ago she posted this picture. I think it was the finish of the music video. The full video is available, I believe, on YouTube. I'll have to find the link for it. But she posted this picture, and again, just like this previous one, the things that you don't do when you have a firearm, model or replica or prop or resin or whatever, real or not, you can see. I'll just show you. This is what you do not do. And again, I'm gonna say this is a safety issue. It's something that I feel very strongly about because of my background and because of my experience. I want people to have a safe experience if and when they're going to deal with firearms. So that is something that I really, trigger discipline, trigger finger discipline. So that is something that I really want to get across to them, and I'm hoping, and I don't know why they didn't have any kind of instruction at some point there. I'm sure there are people in Japan, despite the fact that Japan, it's illegal to own a firearm in Japan except under certain circumstances. There's got to be people there who know how to take care of that. And so in light of that, I have a message that I want to use this platform. I have a message to Kudoharu, not just to her, but also to her agency, Ace Crew Entertainment, over there in Japan, and all of my favorite Bandori, all the Bandori seiyus that I follow, and their respective agencies. For example, Hibiki. A message to them: if they plan on doing something in the future like this, in the near future, I have a message for them, and I have it written out here, and I would like to read it out loud. So here we go. So the message is this: Kudoharu-san, minasan, oboite kudasai. Juo hanatsu no junbi made hikigane o sawanai de kudasai. Tekto ju anzen o oshiete dekiru. Boku ni renraku shite kudasai. Taiken no 20 nen ga aru. Yoroshiku onegai shimasu. So I guess in that case, I need to go and get my instructor certification from the NRA, and I'm available. I can teach you all of that. It's very easy. It's very simple. There's nothing hard about it. Lots of things, just things to remember and things to keep in mind. No matter whether you're doing that with a prop gun, a real gun, resin, plastic, doesn't matter. It's all about safety. So I'm going to get off my soapbox. I just want to protect my favorite seiyus. I don't want them getting hurt in any way, shape, or form when they're doing something like that, and I want to make sure that message gets out to them. Incidentally, interestingly enough, on the subject of seiyus and firearms, apparently somebody did talk to one of my go-to seiyu, and that's of course maho-nee. Imagine that, because if you look, she's standing in front of a poster for Tokyo Marui, who is one of the premier airsoft rifle replica creators in Japan. They make real steel firearm replicas that are pretty much almost indistinguishable from the real thing, except for the fact that they fire tiny BBs, .177 size BBs. They're operated by battery, and they have a whole clockwork scheme stuff in their innards that makes them fire the rounds. And I do believe they have an orange plug at the front of the barrel to distinguish it from a real firearm. But if you look here, you can see that she is exerting she exemplifies trigger discipline. If you look, even as she is firing, you can see that her finger is nowhere near the trigger as she begins to fire, just like the what I told you. It also looks like there is no magazine in the rifle, but that's neither here nor there. At the fact that she is posing without her finger being in the trigger, it just speaks to somebody talk to her. Thank you, Maho, of course. And of course that leads us to, you guessed it, Cho Seiyu Sanjo, my favorite part, or otherwise known as Ojo-sama, the outstandingly joyful and over-enthusiastically unbelievable society of I and maho-nee appreciation. And with that, we launch into my favorite part. The picture with the teacups, that just looks so cute, so awesome. And of course, my eternal favorite is the wrestling, or the I Love Pro Wrestling, the whole tug of war thing with the hammer next to the gong, which is just a hoot, just a kick. which I have video. If you guys are interested, I'll play that again. So, I just yeah, you know, that's just a cool pick. Anyway, all right. I digress. Sorry, it's Maho with a rifle, and she's being really cool. Anyway, so what I'm gonna go to now, and speaking because we've suddenly touched on Seiyuu with weapons. As you know, Review Starlight features Butai Shoujo stage girls literally fighting as audition, and each of them are armed with weapons. And I want to highlight 3 of them, who I call the 3 swords. In this next segment, I was watching the Review Starlight second live, which is the stage performance transition that I managed to acquire in video, in a digital format. We'll leave it at that. And I think it was the second time watching, and I noticed every time I would see this one sequence with the 3 sword ladies of the crew out of all the 9 of the Kukugumi, just looking at it just gave me chills. And this is what I'm talking about right here. It's Maho on the right, it's Karen Aijo, Momoyo in the middle, and Ai over on the left. And unfortunately, it's not a really good angle for Ai, but still, the 3 of them, Karen in the middle with her spadroon, Maho as Maya on the right side, she's wielding a rapier, and Claudine has the longsword. But we can get another better look at the 2 of them, again raising their swords on high. You can see that in this shot right here. And I just love this shot because not only do you get a full-blown expressions, but I mean, look at Maho just on the right. Anytime I've seen her either on stage, especially in any of the productions that she's been in, just the expression on her face is just this intensity. And every time I've watched, I think I've watched this live 3 times now so far. 4, including I just watched it recently this week just to prep for this little bit. Every single time I'm watching this, my eye is always drawn to those 2. For some reason, something about them on stage, there's this presence, this aura that sort of washes over. Maybe it's just for me because I like them. You know, I'm pretty sure that might be the big part of it. But for some reason, watching all the other ones who are also accomplished singers, actors, and dancers on stage, yeah, they're fine. But every single time they're on screen or they're on stage or they're at some point in the performance, my eye gets drawn to them. And for some reason, in this particular production video, the camera seems to enjoy them too. Case in point here, and again, like I'm going to say, this might be just because all me. This is a scene. This is these pictures are from the 99 Illusion sequence in the actual play. There's a concert version where they sing the same song, but in this one, 99 Illusion is the song during this sequence, big battle sequence. And in this shot here, you can see that the camera seems to make you want to look. Hey, it's Teru right there, the short-haired blonde, carrying, I believe that's the naginata, big halberd that she's wielding. The light behind her, but for whatever reason, maybe again it's just me. My eye goes directly to Maho over on the left, and Ai, even in the far back, she looks like she's about to leap into action. And speaking of leaping into action, this is a pose from the joint concert that they have. And if you just look, out of all of these people posing for that, will you just look? I mean, here I'll highlight it. Look at that. She's ready. She's just ready to rock and roll. She's lock and load. She's gonna rock and roll, and she's gonna roll over you and beat the crap out of you because we know she's a former pro wrestler. And, you know, I think the only thing that she needs is cover fire from Tomita. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. All right, so we'll... you know, I mean, look at that pose. Like, she's going to beat you to the ground, and she's going to provide cover fire while she's beating your ass. So, anyway, So let's move on from there. That just takes us to our third segment of the evening, which we're going to talk about. And so it's anime time. All right, is class ready? Everybody ready for class? All right. Does everybody have their toast in their mouth, or they're gonna run around the corner or run into your future husband or wife or girlfriend or what have you? Because we have to have. We had the sleeping snot bubble already, so we need this trope: toast in the mouth as we run around the corner. Here, I'll give you an example. This is not toast. This is my chocolate croissant. I'm gonna run around the corner and run. Never mind. I'm gonna run around the corner with that in my mouth. All right, so let's talk some anime. Anime time. Let's talk anime. So tonight I want to talk about, well, at least get started on a couple things. Yes, tropes abound. They are everywhere. So the first one I want to talk about is, I mentioned earlier, episode of Roselia, part 1 and 2, The Promise, Yakuso, and Song I Am. I have thoughts about this one. Three words about episode of Roselia, not just episode of Roselia. Episode of Roselia fucking killed me. I apologize for the invective, but oh my god, this exactly is what I'm talking about. If you guys remember several episodes back, I had read a review that I had written about, and then I read to you. I was a review of seasons 1 and 2 of Bang Dream, the series, the anime, and in it I had mentioned how I thought it would have been good, quote, had they instead created side stories or spin-offs in the manner of Love Live, one featuring Muse, the other Aquars. They could have told more solidly focused stories of the other bands. As it was, poppin'party's story felt slightly diminished, end quote. May said, I watched both movies. Oh, yes. What? Oh my God. Yes. So my deal here is, this exactly is what I'm talking about. If they, and something tells me possibly the band stories in the Bandori-Garupa game, the rhythm game, I'm sure probably has some of the same stuff that they covered here, but seeing it in the movie, this is what I was waiting for. I know in the same review I had written, quote, and while the more hardcore goth-like My Chemical Romance / Evanescence stylings of Roselia seems to appeal to a lot of folks, it didn't do anything for me, end quote. I won't say I take it back, but I say I have evolved in my estimation of Roselia, not simply because Ai is my favorite Seiyuu and she is the lead singer for the group, but these two movies, part 1 and 2, or the full movie, really brought to life what Roselia went through. It's basically I'm seeing them. I kind of saw them when I finished the movie. I thought they were sort of, they seemed to be that Poppipa and Roselia are two sides of the same coin. And I liked what they did in this story, in episode of Roselia, showing the formation and the evolution of Roselia all the way up to trying to get to the festival, to the big show. It's basically like what Poppipa was trying to do to earn their place performing at Space before owner closed it. It was able to. I saw this. Having this movie gave more breathing room that I was talking about. Instead of trying to cram everything into, we've got seven groups, right? In Bandori, Afterglow, and everybody else, trying to pack 7 groups into 3 seasons is a lot of work. I mean, yes, you get 12 episodes in, but it seems sort of scattershot. I don't care for the scattershot approach. I mean, it's great that we got to see all of, we got to see Haro Happy World perform. We got to see Afterglow. We got, Reza Swilin. We got everybody. Pastel Palettes. Pasupare got to perform. We got to see stuff here and there, but it felt like there was more story to tell, and I like that they were able to do that here. We got to see how Roselia formed. Yukina searching out everybody. We got to see sides of each of the characters, and I liked how there were intersections with all the other members of the other bands that we've come to see in Bang Dream. We got to see parts of the movie where Roselia meets up with that, and then we remember from the series, we got to see them with Poppipa in the background, and then when Kasumi and the rest of Poppipa run into Yukina and say, "Oh, why don't you come to our concert? Come check us out." And that led the way for Yukina to see what it is that they were. And I'm not going to give completely no spoilers. Go and see it, but something that she needed to see in order to help Roselia progress from where they were at that point in their story. And I liked how everything was coming together, sort of not quite full circle, but we see more of the interactions between the characters. I mean, we know SHIYOU's sister is Hina. I believe SHIYOU is the older of the twins, and Hina is in Pasupare. So we got to see the interaction between the two of them and see what it is that SHIYOU is trying to accomplish in that relationship with Hina. I didn't know anything about that. I didn't know that SHIYOU felt herself that she was trying to live up to what she thought she wanted her sister to see in her, or what she thought she wanted her sister to see. And I just love that interaction. Same thing with Ako and Tomoe from Afterglow. The fact that I didn't realize until well into middle of season 2 that, oh my God, they're sisters, they're related, and then it just comes through here. I mean, I can see it now. I mean, just look at the two of them. They've got the similar sensibilities, just about. But I liked that she was able to talk to Tomoe, and Tomoe was able to give her some advice as to how to approach certain things. Again, no spoilers, but it was very definitely much more a expansion of the storylines there. It's interesting. I want to make a note here. Let's see. I've got notes pretty much spread everywhere because I was trying to get everything at various points. Yeah. So yeah. I as I mentioned earlier, I'm now seeing Poppipa and Roselia as two sides of the same coin, and I love the fact that at the ninth live they were able to perform together, or at least perform one after the other, being on stage at the same time, roughly at the same time. You got to see really help change my understanding and view, evolved my view of who Roselia is. And so now I think I've got a greater appreciation. So yeah, technically they've grown on me. And again, not to the fact, spoilers, it can make you cry. Yeah, I did cry. That was, again, I'm not gonna lie, that like I said, it killed me. I said it as I said earlier before, I swore it fucking killed me. Yes, I cried. That was very emotional, as emotional as I got season 1 of Bang Dream, and just the story of Saya and Kasumi and everything that happened to them in that season. Yeah, it really hit me. It's interesting. I'm gonna bring this up. It's interesting. Back when I first started watching Bang Dream, and I had found out that they had live performances, and that was part of the allure of the series. I think I was running around on YouTube looking at videos, and I found the one where it was some of the early poppin'party stuff. It was just the three girls. It was Aimi, Rimi, and Ayasa before the other two came in and joined the crew. The three of them were performing at small venues in and around Tokyo. And then, of course, in part of that, I found, I think it was a shortened version of the fourth Miracle Party live, which is, I think it's either the fourth or fifth live, the Miracle Party that took place at Budokan. Yes, they go from like these tiny, 500,000 seat places to playing the Budokan, which is basically like Madison Square Garden or like the Hollywood Bowl. Freaking huge, gigantic, enormous arena, circle stage. God damn. Anyway, pardon the language, but I caught a shortened version of that concert. I think it was like 25 minutes long, 4 or 5 songs in it. It started off with Tokimeki Experience, Starbeat, I think Sing Girls was in there, I think Hachigatsu no If was in there, and there was one other one I'm blanking on right now. Hajimeta Bakari, that one I think was the fifth one, not in that order, but I think Sing Girls was the last one in that song. But anyway, I was watching that, and I remember the first time I saw that, I thought, hey, this is cool, and I didn't realize there was a fuller, big, huge 2-hour concert in which they recreate the anime up to the point where they play Starbeat, and that always makes me cry. But anyway, we won't get into that. Again, more crying. This is one show that's making me cry. I'm going to jump to something else. I'll get to it in just a second. But so I'm watching this short truncated video, and in between the segments, there was I think they had ads. They had ads for I think a card expo that was coming out, where they had Cardcaptor Vanguard, and I think ISL was one of the spokespeople in there out of a panel of 4, and she was talking about a card expo event or something happening in Tokyo. And then right in the middle of that, I'm not exactly sure what the context was, but I think it was, yes, fourth live. I'm going to agree. May says fourth live at Budokan was something special. Oh my God, yes. I have seen that multiple times now. Usually, I think my last count was 28 this month alone. I just put it on and I'm watching it, and I've watched it twice on my days off, and once at least at night. But anyway, I won't get into that. Yes, but in this truncated version, they started to play this one song, and I think it was by Roselia. It turns out it was Neo Aspect. It was the chorus of Neo Aspect, and I remember saying, hey, that's kind of a neat one. Oh, that must be that group Roselia. Well, for some reason, something about that must have hit a chord with me, because in episode of Roselia, when they started singing that song and I recognized it, I heard it again, and it felt like a punch in the gut. It's like, this is it. This I've come full circle with Roselia, hearing them in that one clip from a Poppipa, slightly related to a Poppipa event, now to their own thing. And I remember watching and listening and hearing it, and I just got like when you get hit in the gut and you get the wind knocked out of you, and you can't breathe for a second, and your chest feels tight, and you just break out in chills, and that chill up and down you. Yeah, that's what I felt during that. And yes, Amber, I think the tears came shortly after, and they came again as I was watching the rest of that movie. And yes, I'm going to freaking buy the Blu-ray when it comes out in December. Make no mistake, I'm going to add it. I'm also waiting for the Film Live second stage. I've got that. The first one here, I've got the 3 seasons. Yes, bring on more Roselia. If Haru were here, I now understand why she has been devoted to Roselia, and I'm working my way to there. But yes, I want to know more of their story within the anime, within the world that they've created, and I wouldn't mind seeing more of their stuff. I mean, hell, it's going to be there. Go figure, right? Okay, so from there, man, that was. Yeah, episode of Roselia, I gotta say, that was friggin' awesome. and if I can watch it again, I will do so. I think I've been told there is a way. I won't say anything more here in case the Bandori, the Bushiroad gods are watching, and I don't want them to know. But yeah, I wouldn't mind watching it again. Just everybody could use a good cry. Now, speaking of crying, let's move on to the other show that I want to talk about, Bokurema. Yeah, so I think I just watched episode 8, and I gotta say, oh boy, oh my god. Now, earlier I mentioned that the absence I had for the last couple of weeks was anime related, and I'm gonna tell you it started because of this show. Seriously, no, I'm serious here. Because of the premise of Bokurema, when I first heard about it, it touched a chord with me because, and I think I must have mentioned this in an earlier episode when the show first started to air, and I started talking about it, and I said I'm gonna watch this along with a couple of other ones that we're doing, Aquatope on White Sands, another one which I will get to, if not this week, next week. I want to talk about that one too because it's related to what we're talking about here in Bokurema, and there's a theme in it. Yes, May, and I think I'm pretty sure I know the reaction you're having is the reaction to what I saw just tonight, just before this stream when I got a chance to watch it. So so I mentioned that I'd taken a little bit of an absence because of an anime related issue. It was actually, like I said, it was this show. The entire concept of going back or getting a chance to go back in time to change something and seeing which direction your life would have gone has been, for at least for the last several years, has been something that's passed through my mind. What if I had made different choices way back when? Which way would I have gone? What would my life be like now at this point? If I had to do it again, what would I have done? If I had done A, where would I be at C? If I had done B, would I be at this point here? If I had changed something, at what point? What exactly would I have wanted to do? And I finally came to a realization at while watching this show, or this particular anime, of exactly what it was that needed to change. And I gotta tell you, within these last 6, 7, 8 episodes, 8 weeks roughly, right? That the show has been on, I've taken myself on I would probably call it a personal journey of self-rediscovery. Is that even a word? Is that even a term? I'm going to call it a term now. I thought I'd gone to, you get to a point in your life where you're trying to figure out what it is you do, and you think you've got it. But oddly enough, I had not. And it wasn't until this show and Aquatope, because of the same themes that they have of somebody, of a person. Just seeing the same before was enough for me to have the same thoughts. Yes, watch it. When you get a chance, Amber, go check it out. Yeah, it's power. It is on a level of very powerful stuff, and it got to the point where I got to a realization of what it is that I was trying to get to, and it wasn't what I thought it was. Without going into too many details, what I had originally thought I was supposed to be doing, that I wanted to do, was not what I really wanted to do. I'll say this much: it was what I had been doing up to this point was because other people had suggested, because you're good, had said to me, because you're good at A, B, and C, you should be doing A plus, A prime, B prime, C prime. Because you're good at X, you should be doing Y. And I thought, hey, they must be right, because they see this without asking what it was that I wanted to do. And what I wanted to do I finally came to realization I wanted to do D and E, right? And so D and E was what was supposed to make me happy, not A, B, C, and X, Y, Z. Everything else. So it's taken what is now almost 40 some odd years to get to the point where it takes an anime to tell me, dude, you're looking at this the entirely wrong way. So in one sense, on one level, I kind of have to thank Aquatope and Bokurema for getting me to that point where it's like, basically take the wool off your eyes and go, this is what you're supposed to be doing. So that's it might be a little too much, maybe. I don't know. Is that overshare? I'm trying not to get into too many personal details. But anyway, that was basically what Bokurema did for me. And incidentally, there's another show that I happen to catch on Netflix. It's not anime. It's a live action show called Manifest, where it's basically the premise is that a group of people get on a flight from Jamaica to New York City. When they leave, it's 2008 or 2006. When they arrive on the tarmac, it's like 2000, like 5 years have passed. So it's 2012. So something happened between them, and at one of the storylines is that the one family is able to. They say in the episode that I was watching, they say they got a second chance, and it feels like what's going on in Bokurema, what's happening in Aquatope, which I don't know if we'll get to this week, but it was mostly Bokurema that I want to talk about, is about a type of second chance. Kyoya goes back, has a chance to go back and change something in his life, right? Take that journey and say, if I had done something, if he had gone to art school instead of wherever it was that he ended up, he's in his late 20s, wherever it is that he ends up, where nothing was working and has to keep going back to his parents' house. What if he had taken that route back 10 years ago and gone to art school instead of where he ended up going, right? And so he basically comes back with a second chance. In Aquatope, we'll throw it there now. She gets a chance to she leaves becoming an idol, or she's left being an idol, and takes a second chance of herself working at the Gamma Gamma Aquarium, right? So again, it's a kind of a second chance for her to do something that maybe she wasn't thinking about doing, but something led her down that path. I think we'll get to that in another episode. I want to go back and focus on Bokurema because I've got some thoughts about what's going on in the show so far. So, like I was saying, I'm enjoying watching Kyoya's journey as he goes back, as he starts to make the choices. What is it that he's going to do doing different now that he's 10 years in the past? What is he going to do now to change what's going to happen to him eventually in the future, down the road? What choices is he going to make? It's interesting that he keeps the knowledge from his future self to kind of look at, well, this is what I was doing then. How can I take what I would have known? That's that weird future terminology. How do you take thoughts that I know now because of living in the future and apply it to what I should be doing in the past to make myself, to take myself in a different direction than where I am. So it's interesting to watch that journey. May had an interesting point in Twitter. I think earlier this week. I think she had noticed that I think May, correct me if I'm wrong, because I had the same reaction you did. You said you had wished that that the series is going to be longer than possibly just one season. 12 episodes? You're hoping at least 24 episodes because you thought things were feeling rushed. That they were missing key beats in the story, and I felt the same way too. For whatever reason, it just felt like everything was getting pushed too fast. They were the emotional beats were not being hit properly, and if they were, the timing was off. I was missing Kyoya's emotional journey. We could see is the physical, spatial journey that he's making, the choices that he's thinking. He's saying, okay, because I know how to do this, this is what we need to do in order to get these done, in order to get the movie done. We don't have the video camera. We're going to work with still camera. We're going to still images. Spoiler alert. We're going to do it this way, and it'll work out. I can help everybody get it to that point. We're going to make the game. I'm going to help everybody get to the point where we can finish the game. Here are my thoughts. I can see what you guys are able to do. Let's go do this. And we get his narration. He's saying, okay, I decided to do this, so I told them we were going to do this, and X, Y, and Z, and we get it, and we did good. What I was missing was the emotional component. How is this all affecting him? We get bits and pieces here and there of his reaction. And it was interesting to watch in this latest episode when the writer guy, and I'm just completely blanking on his name right now, tells Kyoya what he's about to do. For whatever reason, just in that little bit, there was no emotional connection for me until we get to the point where it starts to rain, his friend has gone, and Keiko-san shows up, and that instant where she's looking at him to acknowledge what's going on and asking him that question, that look on her face, that one hit me between the eyes like a punch in the head. And I said, oh my freaking God, something is about to go down. And then when you get to the next sequence, the short sequence, as the credits are running before the episode ends, and you get that, and you see the expression on his face is what you see when he sees who he sees at that point. I'm writing this down. I swear, both scenes gave me the chills. Like, oh shit, what is about to go down? It's that quality of I'm scared of what's going to happen next, but I'm curious to see what's going to happen next. But it's that, should I look? Should I not look? It's like watching a horror movie. Something bad is going to happen, but it's like you want to look at the vehicle accident, at the road accident. You want to turn away because it's probably horrific, but part of you is just drawn to it. So I'm really curious to see what is going on. Does Keiko know something that Kyoya doesn't? Is there some connection between her and what happens in the future? Is there some weird supernatural force at work in the story that causes him to go back? I mean, because so far we don't know anything. We don't know if there was some kind of a singularity effect that happened that threw him back 10 years earlier. Is there some supernatural component? We have no clue yet exactly the mechanism that brings him back. Is that vital to the story? At this point, I don't know, but it would probably help to see. I think for me, it would help to see what kind of story are we talking. Is this a sort of Stephen King kind of story, or are we talking Steins Gate here? Is there some sort of weird supernatural dimensional thing going on, similar to the was it 11 something 61, the one where the guy goes through the doorway and he ends up back in the past, in the 60s, just before JFK is supposed to get assassinated, right? He goes through a door and jumps back and goes back in time. Stuka, no, I have not seen Erased yet. I've heard some interesting things about that. Are we talking the anime? I know there's an anime and there's a live action that's on Netflix right now. Which one would you recommend? Throw it up there on the chat, because I am very curious. I think I have the anime marked down somewhere. I want to say it's on High Dive, or maybe it's on. Maybe it is on it's either Crunchy or maybe it's on Netflix. But anyway, I do want to check that out because that looks very interesting. But yeah, I would be interested in finding out. We're at episode 8 right now. We've got technically 4 episodes before the end of the show. technically, unless they're going to be like Gate and expand it, because Gate was one season but had, what, 25, 26, 24, 26 episodes, which I thought was great because we got to see more. But anyway, we won't get into that. I just love the fact that we've got Rory Mercury is little goth girl. It's basically Akko with a big gigantic blade, and she's gonna kill you. Which isn't too far removed, because Akko likes to play her online game with Rin, and we sorry, we won't go into that again. Bandori-related, but again, it's Aimee's providing the voice in this one. But anyway, so yeah, I'm really curious to see if we get to find out the mechanism that sends him back in time. That sent him back in time, and is there something that Keiko is part of? Is she supposed to be there? Is she one of those people that hops back and forth and has engineered this to tell him something, to show him something? Would we have seen her in the episodes, the early episodes where he's in the future? Is she going to be one of those shadowy people that we thought we saw somehow? Really, anyway, Real Life also has a similar that one didn't I saw that one, and yes, it's a very similar concept, also good. I did enjoy that. It didn't quite hit me as hard as Bokurema did, for the reasons that I've just expounded on. The fact that I think most of it has to do with the fact that it's education and a future job in the arts, in the world of fine arts. In this case, we've got singers, we've got writers, we've got people working in movies, and so on. So yeah, I'm glad that suddenly we finally got part of Kyoya's emotional impact to the events that are going on right now. I mean, that just hit him when his friend decided to give him that not an ultimatum, but that react, or the news, gave him the news, and he basically just broke down because of what he thinks he might have done. And again, no spoilers. Watch. Because that was kind of an interesting, and when he gets to that point where he's thinking about it, that got the chills started in me, and up to the point where you get that weird, interesting expression from Keiko when he asks her that question, and then his eyes go wide when she says something, and that was one, like, oh my freaking god, something's about to go down. In terms of the characters, I have enjoyed. Kyoya is pretty cool. Some people would probably tell me, oh, Aimee is in it, she's voicing Nanako, and so you should like Aimee because you like Bandori. Oddly enough, my favorite character out of all of them is Shinoaki. I don't know what it is. She's petite. I don't know. She's cute. I just was drawn to her at the very early stages, whether it was the sort of innocent little kind of innuendo-filled situation that they found themselves in at the very beginning when she shows up in his room. He wakes up and she's there, and they walk into the room going, "What are you doing? What happened? What was that whole thing?" But I do like her. I do like her character, and I'm really curious to see how things, and the fact that there seems to be some kind of connection between her and Kyoya. I found it interesting that there was that scene in episode 8 between the two of them, and for some reason I got angry that they didn't. I don't know if they needed to play anything, but there was no there was no, it wasn't the reaction that I was expecting from Kyoya when he answered her question. And I was like, what are you, I'm going to slap you, Kyoya. But that's my reaction. Watch the episode, May, if you know which scene I'm talking about. I don't know if you had the same reaction, but I was like, when she asked him that question and the way he answered the second time, I just made me want to slap him. Like, are you paying attention? Are you just completely out of your gourd somewhere else and not paying attention to the emotional life that's happening in front of you right now? But again, I suppose things will get answered. 8 episodes right now. I did find it interesting that episode 6 was a recap episode. What? Hello? Recap in that soon? I would have thought, 12 episodes. There's 4 episodes left. Technically, there's what? Since 6 was a recap, they're actually 7. They're actually at episode 7 because one should. I really didn't quite understand why they needed that, unless there's a reason. I can't fathom what it might be. I know Macross May, that you enjoyed. Macross has a recap episode, which is but it's basically Captain Global or Global recording a report for the UN government, for the Earth government, on the events that took place up to that point. It's a great way. He's sort of editorializing to a degree things that were happening to the SDF-1, to Macross Island, to everybody that was going on, to their encounter with the Zentradi, and everything up to that point where they come back to Earth. But in this case, it was a straight recap. It was basically a condensed version of the first 5 episodes in one episode. Stuka Down, is real life another name for Boku? No, it's a completely different series. Stuka, it's an interesting one. Go check it out. I think it's on Crunchy. See, recap is 6.5. I guess 6.5, but I thought they didn't need a recap. I'm still not sure. I thought the recap episode seemed out of place, unless I'm still short-sighted, not seeing the bigger picture, because there may be some reasoning for the recap episode. I don't know. I thought it seemed out of place, but that's just me. I wasn't expecting a recap episode in such a short season, length. I think for something like Fairy Tail, which has been going on, or like One Piece, or My Hero Academia, or any of the longer running ones, Rurouni Kenshin, Yu Yu Hakusho, not Yu Yu Hakusho, Inuyasha. There's got to be a recap episode covering the first 200 episodes that have been shown. Those long running things. The 15 seasons of the Winchester Boys, the 18 seasons of Gibbs and Company, who've gone over so many agents already. But McGee is still there, and I think Ducky to some degree, and Abby, or now there's a new gal. I'm ahead of myself, but anyway, so I'm really curious to see what Bokurima is going to do, considering what just happened in episode 8. I'm really curious what's going to happen next. But so far, I have enjoyed it. Shirobako, that to help out the production team when they need more time to work on it. Oh, really? Now I've been meaning to watch Shirobako. I think I saw the first couple episodes. It's really cool. I'll have to come back to it. So there, to help out the production when they need more time to... okay. Hey, I guess that worked. I guess they needed more time to work on episodes. I can see the validity in there. The storyteller in me kind of thinks it seems out of place. It's like stopping the narrative completely and saying, previously on, I guess it's one of those previously on our show, but that usually happens in the beginning. But the storyteller in me is hesitant to have anything that completely stops the narrative, no matter how how useful it can be in order to give them time. Again, it's probably it's a trope that's probably used. For me, it's kind of an iffy thing. If I was writing a story like that, I technically wouldn't do I wouldn't want to have anything get in the way of moving the narrative forward, because I think you lose, for at least in my view, in my point of view, you lose the narrative drive forward. You kind of come to a stuttering stop, and then you'll have to get back up to speed again. And sometimes it can be either hard, or it can be difficult. It might, or it could be easy, depending on the kind of story you're writing. But I think anything that stops the forward movement of a story can have a negative effect. Again, that's just me. That's my personal philosophy of storytelling. Your mileage may vary, as they say. And in terms of production thing, maybe it's a good thing. Maybe it's helpful for them and the overall thing, in the overall scheme of things. But anyway, Shirobako, thank you for reminding me that I need to go back and continue watching that one. I think I was about 3 or 4 episodes in. I was enjoying it, and then I got sidetracked with something else, as usually happens in the world of anime watching. You guys have seen that meme. This is my watch list, and this is all that I've watched. So I think it's like packed snow on a rooftop. But anyway, let's see. We are almost at an hour and a half. I'm kind of tapped out as far as I wanted to talk about. It was mostly about episode of Roselia, and Shirobako, and Bokurema. Just wanted to throw out some thoughts about that one. Next week, I think I'm going to talk about, since we're on the same kind of theme of second chances kind of thing, I do want to talk about Aquatope, because I am enjoying that show. I really love what they're doing. I'm hoping the aquarium does not close down, because come on, aquariums are cool, especially all the stuff there. They kind of had that moment of turning into a food anime when they were doing they're trying to come up with an idea for food to serve at the aquarium. Yes, you guys, I know I still have to go back and continue watching Sweetness and Lightning and Bento and the Gashikashi and what's the other one I'm supposed to be watching? Fruits Basket. Everything else. I know you guys. I know. Stuka, Jay, you guys are gonna point at me and say, "See, you're watching a food anime," which kind of what happened to Realist Hero went from a political drama into an episode of a food anime episode recently. I think they went to 2 episodes. I was like, "Whoa! Why are we suddenly talking about food now?" And I can see just in the back, Stuka and Jay going, "Yes, we've got him now." So we'll go back to that. I do want to talk about what's going on with Aquatope, because I'm enjoying that. I mean, it's also a very pretty anime. Yes, thank you, Jay. Food anime, thank you. It's a really pretty anime. I mean, the visuals for that, even with the CGI, I think it marries well for the sea life, and something about it has a very soothing feel to it. I don't know if it's the colors, just the art style, and for whatever reason, what the hell is the little dwarf guy with all the green stuff, right? Is he a spirit? Is he what? Somebody tell me, is that like a Japanese a kind of hearth spirit? Somebody having to do with the is that the spirit of the aquarium? Because he's the one who keeps eating the offerings that they put in the little temple, just before they go to work. They've got that little temple on the side of the road. They put the fish heads in there, roly-poly fish heads, eat them up, yum. If you know what I'm talking about, say so in chat. It's an old, very, very old song. Oh my god. I'm just dating myself, with that fish heads, roly poly fish. With never mind. So fish head and you know, I think it was a bowl of rice or something in that little temple. He's the one eating it. Is he a spirit? What is he? We keep seeing him just off to the side. Nobody says anything about him. Is he the spirit of the Gama Gama Aquarium? Is he the spirit the nature spirit that lives in the area where they are, in that part of Japan? Is he like the little soot sprites from Spirited Away? Is he like the little forest spirits in Mononoke that do the ding ding? You know, those were freaking cute. I need to find where to find those little guys because they were adorable. And the soot sprites, of course, they look like little tiny spiders. But anyway, is that just a representation of a spirit of some sort living in the area that may help them or guide them or something? Again, there's that aspect that we're not being told about, like in Bokurema. How the hell did he get back in time? Yes, we don't know yet. I'm hoping we find out because I'm really, really curious because I want to know. Because I mean, he's cute when he falls off, you know, hanging from the tree branch and he just hangs there. I was like, oh my god, what the? Because we just see snippets of him, right, May? Like the two girls will be walking, you know, Kukuru, and her will be walking down the street to go, and then you'll see off to the side he's sitting there up on top of a tree branch or something watching them, and then something happens and he falls off the tree or whatever, and he's just this impish little figure person thing. But anyway, so I want to talk about that. I also want to talk about two other shows that I got to watch while I was down in California. Harukana received the volleyball one. I don't know how far you got along with that, Stuka. If you've seen it, it's not the the competitive rock climbing one. I haven't gotten back in yet because that one character was very, very intense about rock climbing. But Harukana Receive, I really enjoyed it. And there was another one called Two Car, which is about sidecar racing. And I just thought those were really. I'll talk about it. Hopefully, either next week or the week after. We'll at least talk about Aquatope next time, and I I'm gonna finish up interview with Monster Girls because that is the cutest one that I've seen in terms of a school anime. Hikari, oh my god, she's just a bundle of friggin' energy, and anytime I see her on screen, I've got 2 episodes left, 11 and 12, and anytime she shows up on screen, I'm just giddy and happy and like, girl, how much coffee are you drinking in the morning? Because you're just, wow. She makes me think of a combination of Ri-chan and Hina. Just completely out there, but just a bundle of energy. Almost like Kokoro. She's not doing any, well, I suppose she could be doing backflips out the window, down, helped by the guys, the suit people. The black suits who will pretty much help her out with all her stunts. Jump down the 2nd story window, do a flip, and see everybody eating lunch down below. I could technically see her doing that. Where was I? What was I talking about? Yes. Yeah. Overbearing girl. Yeah, Harukana Receive and Two Car, which I think have a very similar themes that they talk about in that show, so I want to cover that. And yeah, I want to also talk about Interview with Monster Girls because that's a cute one, and I'm hoping it's 2 episodes left. It's going to have a nice close. I'm really curious about the succubus, not because she's a succubus, but I think she's freaking cute. Just her personality and her character, the fact that she's so what am I trying to say? So kind of awkward, socially awkward, not because she means to, but because of her very nature. We'll talk about it more next time. So if you guys have any questions for me in chat, anything you want me to take a look at, I'm definitely going to check out Shirobako, get back into Shirobako. I got so many other ones that I want to catch up on. the Chronicles of the Going Home Club. I'm still trying to watch Outlaw Star. There's the other school one with the girls. Oh God, I'm blanking on it right now. Did I write it down? I'm pretty sure I wrote it down. Probably not. Probably don't think I wrote it down. Wait. I don't have it down here. We may also talk about Battle Game in 5 seconds, because that's a kind of an interesting one. We'll get to that soon enough. That's an intense one. So we'll get to that. We'll get to that fairly soon. Give me a sec here. I'm looking at my notes that I put down. I could have sworn I had written down that one show that I was thinking about. I've checked out Akatsuki no Rona. I don't think I have. Is that the one you were talking about? Yona of the Moon or something like that? Delta? When you came over to Stuka and Jay's place, you were talking about that one. Yona of the Dawn? Is that the one you're talking about? Katsuki no Ron. Because if it is, I think I have that on my queue. I haven't had a chance to check it out yet. Uramichi Onisa. No! Uramichi. May, weren't you talking about that one? Or is that one you were talking about? There's... Oh, Nichiju was one that you were talking about on Twitter. All right, here, writing stuff down. Oops, no Yona, yes. Yes, yeah, you told me about that one. I have it on my queue. I think it's on my Funimation. It's either Funimation or I found it on Crunchyroll. I've got that on my queue. I have not had a chance to watch it yet. Delta, I will check it out. And I did put down Oko's Inn, the one on Netflix that you were talking about the girl who goes to visit her, was it her grandmother who has an onsen or a country inn, and she stays with them for the summer. I've got that one. Uramichi Onisan. Uramichi brother. Okay. All right, I will check that one out. Uramichi, Princess of the Dawn. I will check that out too. May, what was that one you were talking about? I think it started with is it Nichiju? You had it on your feed, and I thought, hey, that one looks interesting. It's about some, is it My Ordinary Life or something like that? Anyway, I'll find it on your queue and check it out, because I think I have that. Okay, it is hilarious. And the other one that I was looking at, oh my God, here, let me check out something real quick here on my watch list. Let's see. Lucky Star was the other one I was thinking of that I need to catch up on. The other one is Lord Marksman and Vanidus. Thank you, Stuka and Jay, for telling me about that. Warlords of Sigurdrifa, the one with the planes. That one definitely. Kageki Shoujo. This one I just started watching for some reason. I was looking at it thinking, wait a second, is this Review Starlight? Is this that? Because I'm getting vibes from it, something about the characters. Nichijou, yes, thank you. That was the one. Yeah, this is on Funimation. I'm looking at it. It's about stage girls. It's about Butai Shoujo. And for some reason, I'm getting a very Rev Star vibe out of it, to the point that two of the characters kind of look like Claudine and Tendo Maya. So I'm not sure if... I think somebody was telling me... Was it you, May? You were telling me... Somebody, maybe Amber, maybe it was you telling me that the writers of Kageki Shoujo were senpai kohai with the writers, or at least the creators of Revstar. One of you guys on Twitter was telling me that. I thought that was really cool, and that's probably why I'm getting that vibe. That's another one I'm checking out. And then at some point, I got to go back and watch Record of Lotus War, because May, I think you just finished watching that, and I mentioned it at one of the streams. And it's been a while since I've watched that, and I'm really in the mood for a really cool fantasy, aside from Lord Marksman and Vanadis, while waiting for the second season of Rising of the Shield Hero. So much anime to watch, so much. It's so much fun, and I think we're gonna call it for the night. Thank you guys for showing up on stream. I'm glad to be back on stream. Again, I apologize for the little distraction there, but it took a while for, I was affected by an anime. It took me to a place that I needed to get to. That's probably the last, unless, there's other stuff that happens that prevents me from streaming. But no more hot weather, it looks like. Things are starting to cool down. It's late August. We're getting into fall. We'll be streaming some more. There's lots of anime to watch and lots more Bandori-related and Bandori specific things to scree on, and we will do some more next week. Thank you for coming. Thank you guys for joining chat. I'd love to see everybody here in chat. May, Delta, Stuka, Amber, thanks. If you guys are watching this and you aren't in chat, thank you also to you too. Welcome back. It's inevitable. Yes, I'm going to be back. And of course, there's going to be more Ojo-sama. There's always more I and Maho. And it's they're my girls. We'll just put it that way. Thanks for having me, guys. Thanks. Glad to see everybody again. We'll come back next week here. Same bat time, same bat channel, same everything else, and we'll talk some more anime, more Bandori, and more I and maho-nee tributes. Good night, guys. We'll see you next time.